This is our first video for 2018, but it might be the most important review we'll do all year. The Perodua Myvi, having sold 1.2 million units since it was introduced in 2005, is undoubtedly a very important car on the Malaysian landscape. While the first two iterations have largely maintained the same recognizable shape, the third generation model has gone far more mainstream in its approach and looks a lot more like its more upmarket competitors. So let's take a look at the love of a nation. It's amazing just how much value they've packed into this car. All variants get LED headlights, that's right, full LED headlights, LED tail lights and alloy wheels. The differentiation between the 1.5 and 1.3 models is the 1.5 models get dual tone alloy wheels as well as this snazzy body kit. Also unique to each variant are the colours. 1.3 models get an exclusive peppermint green, whereas 1.5 models get granite grey. With its sharp lines and pronounced creases, the new Myvi looks nothing like the car that preceded it. It looks less of a weird JDM import and more of a natural fit in the segment, and is far more polished and professional than previous versions. The seats are amazingly comfortable and supportive, and they have plenty of adjustment allowing you to get nice and comfy. There's an eco indicator up front, a push start button on all models, as well as 3 USB ports, including one in the driver's seat. 1.5 models get a touchscreen head unit, a reversing camera, and even a built-in smart tag, which is easily one of the handiest features ever to be fitted to a car. Interestingly, the air conditioner controls have been made digital this time around, using buttons rather than knobs to adjust them. And what is a very first, perhaps even in the world, is the memory functionality for the air conditioning controls, allowing you to access personalized aircon settings with just the push of a button. And the back? It's huge! The seats still recline a bit to provide for greater comfort, and now feature ISOFIX mounts for child seats. And the boot is now much bigger than the old car, and able to accommodate up to 4 luggage bags side by side. Behind the wheel of the 1.3X, it actually brings back a sense of nostalgia. One of my first cars was a Myvi 1.3 EZI, first generation model. And in many ways, this car is a spiritual successor of that. Of course, since then, the Myvi's picked up quite a few tricks. For starters, this interior is now very contemporary, with a dash that's angled ever so slightly toward the driver. On top of that, all of the switchgear here feels properly quality. And the instrument cluster has gained a really useful multifunction display. On the road, the 1.3 should be a good enough companion for urban drivers. There's enough poke from the engine, and all the controls are light and easy to get around, whereas the excellent all-round visibility means that it'll be really easy to navigate tight spots. The engine has plenty of poke, and the gearbox is pretty well judged most of the time. Jumping into the 1.5, you immediately notice two things. First, the engine is a little more pronounced than it was in the 1.3. And second, there is a lot more power here. While the numbers might not suggest it, because this is a light car, you definitely feel the difference between the 1.5 and the 1.3. And thanks to the additional punch of the engine and the bigger alloys that you get in the 1.5, it feels a lot more planted and stable, especially at motorway speeds. Also, the steering feels a little bit heavier, likely due to those larger alloy wheels. Motorway driving does reveal a couple of things. While it's easily more quiet and more refined than the car it replaces, it's still a little nervous at motorway speeds, and doesn't quite have that same sort of planted, secure feeling that you get from a Proton Iriz. Also, where you can applaud the Iriz is when you're kind of going for it on a back road, where it feels a bit giggly, a bit more fun and entertaining behind the wheel, thanks to a very lively and communicative steering wheel. Well, the Myvi, it just doesn't really have that. The steering wheel isn't communicative at all. It's very light, which is great for, urban driving and what have you, but it doesn't make you giggle. There is enough shove in the 1.5, and the 4-speed automatic gearbox is definitely better than the CVT that you get in the Iriz. But it just lacks that really communicative steering wheel and the really positive feedback that you get from the suspension when you're really going for it on a back road. Further enhancing the desirability of the Myvi is its excellent safety features. All cars get ABS and Vehicle Stability Control as standard, while 1.5 advanced models get the lauded Advanced Safety Assistance System. ASA bundles in things like pedal misoperation alert, vehicle departure alert, collision warning, and even city speed autonomous emergency braking. ASA, a segment first, is Proto's way of pushing the segment on in terms of active safety features, and it's truly remarkable that they've managed to offer it on what is, at its core, an affordable family car. In truth, I've always personally favoured the Proton Iriz. It looked better, drove better, and always felt more sophisticated than the Myvi. Largely, that's remained the same, having driven the very latest Refinement model, finding that it's quieter at speed, has a more communicative steering wheel, and the safety gearbox does increase fuel efficiency slightly. However, the Perodua Myvi is, without a doubt, the segment leader. It packs true value features, offers active safety features for the first time in this segment, and has everything it takes to instigate a paradigm shift for the average Malaysian car buyer, who will now demand better value and greater technology in their cars. I guess no wonder then that this is the love of a nation. If you liked our review, give us a thumbs up, share our video, and subscribe to our MalaysianMotoring YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.